Yes, there I am. Ooh.
Nope, there we go. It turned out I hadn't unmuted my microphone. There we go. Hello there.
I can hear you now. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Long time no see.
I know, right? I think it's been like 1.5 years or something.
About that, you were last on the show in May, so it's been since
In May, yeah.
2020. So how are you? This isn't me interview. I'm just saying hi, catching up. How are you doing? You good?
I'm doing well. It's been quite a long day, to be honest. I've had a lot of interviews, so I got some water. I'm like kind of like leaning back a little bit, but
you do what you need to do. If you want to chill, if you want to, let's lay back. Let's be like, yeah. So how you doing, Simon? Let's talk. How are you? So yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, thanks. But no, I've been great, man. I've had a lot of free time, as a lot of people I can imagine.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
I filled it up with new things to do, and I did a lot of exciting, fun things. Of one of which is the album that just came out.
I'm so excited to talk about the album. I'm going to stop asking you your name and what you do, please.
Hi, my name is Blanks. You can call me Simon, and I'm a musician from the Netherlands.
A year and a bit later, you're back. How are you, Blanks? Welcome back to the Peter Greenwood Show.
Thanks for having me, Peter. I'm doing actually pretty good, I'd say. I've kept myself busy over the last 1.5 years, and I did some great stuff. One of which is I made an album, which I'm really excited about to tell you more about.
See, that's the difference between you and me, is that in the past, because you were last on the show in May 2020, and since then, I haven't made an album. You've made an album. You've made music videos. You've done live shows. Let's talk about the album first of all. Congratulations on it. The album is called Nothing Lasts Forever, and that's okay. How long have you been working on this thing for?
I've actually, around the time we called last time, that was I think the time I started thinking about an album. So in May or in June, I rented a cabin in the woods and I started writing songs there, and that kind of was the start of the album. I just thought to myself, let's start writing songs, collect like a bunch of songs, and then maybe it will turn into an album. And that happened, when I got like, I think 10 or 15 ideas. I was like, okay, wait, there seems to be some sort of theme going on here. So that kind of like sparked the idea, okay, this is going to be an album and there's going to be a concept, and I'm going to need to write a lot more songs than this.
See, there are two different stories that can begin with I rented a cabin in the woods. Either the next line is I wrote an album, or the next line is I was running for my life. And you wrote an album, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the writing process like for you, putting an album together compared to putting together an EP, which you've done in the past, or just putting out singles?
Okay, so the single thing is just you make a cool song, you put it out there. There's not much like thoughts to it or something. The EP was actually kind of assembled in the same way. I put out a few singles, and we thought, hey, this is actually sound-wise kind of like could be considered a body of work. So we combined them into an EP. But with the album, I really wanted it to have like a concept, and every song should be in the concept, and it should be story-wise, it should be like some sort of how do you say that, roller coaster you embark on. But musically too, there should be like the happy songs that I'm known for, but there should also be like some more different songs, mid-tempo, maybe a ballad, one or two. So I really wanted to challenge myself musically to do that, and to also make sure that every song fits in the concept.
That's something I wanted to ask you about, because your newest single, it is called I'm Sorry. And if people are coming to you from Never Have I Ever, which was the previous single, they're like, yeah, here's a happy-go-lucky guy. He's going to give us some bops we can hang around with our summer. Then they put on I'm Sorry.
And they're going to be...
Yeah, it's a change. What was that like?
Change.
What was that like, going from, I don't want to say being like the happy-go-lucky guy, but doing like happier music, shall we say, to I'm Sorry, which is honestly devastating. I listened to it, I got misty-eyed. It was like, that girl in high school who broke out with me, I miss you so much. Why do you like this? Who hurt you?
It's great that it makes you feel that way, because that's exactly what I intended it to be. So I'm Sorry makes a lot of sense on the album. So it's like, the album Nothing Lasts Forever, it's okay. It's based on the Portuguese word Sodash, which basically means it's an emotional state of a melancholic longing to something you're never going to get back. For me, that's all those incredible summer memories with friends that I wish I could just relive exactly like that again, but I know it's never going to come back. It's like a bittersweet emotion.
Yeah.
So that's where the album is coming from. So first half of the album is like happy songs, yeah, falling in love, and then breaking down and I'm sorry. And then the second half of the album is reminiscing on those memories. That's where the Sodash and the melancholic nostalgic comes in. But for me, making a song like I'm sorry was so, at one end, so scary, but also so much fun, I want to say, because it's such a different song than usual. And when you write a song like that, which is basically just piano and keys, you're going to focus on other things than when you make a song, which is basically synth layer after synth layer after synth layer after synth layer, you know? So you're going to focus on the lyrics, and everything should sound really honest. And it's very much about the vocal performance too. How are you going to deliver a song like that? And that's an interesting fact, by the way. I wrote the song together with a friend of mine called Wouter in that cabin in the woods I was just telling you about. And we wrote it in one evening, did one vocal take. And in that vocal take, because we were recording midsummer, the doors were open, are a lot of birds.
Yes.
And those are actually the birds that were around that cabin. And we decided, okay, this vocal take is just so pure and authentic. We can't mess with it. So we kept the birds in. It's like a little fun detail.
I was wondering that because I listened to the song. I played it on the show last week, and when I was listening to it to put it into the show, I was like, "This is that nature I can hear? I've heard of nature. It's a nice thing. We should try and keep more of it." But is that nature I can hear in the background of his song?
That's actually true. It's the nature around the cabin,
and that's so cool that you put that in there as you said. Like it's a very stripped back song. It feels very natural. So to have nature around you is an amplifier to it.
Yeah, actually, it actually adds to the song. Yeah.
Yes. Now, I've got something of a bone to pick with you.
Oh.
Yes. Because at the end of the video for the last single, Never Have I Ever, there's a to be continued. And the music video is continued. It's like Blanks the movie, these two songs. Yes. And so you go into I'm Sorry and you're texting with the lass. And then you're playing your show and she's sitting there, but then she stands up and walks off. And it cuts to black. Then it comes back with you backstage and in she walks. And it cuts to black.
Yes.
Why? What happens next? Tell me. There's no to be continued on this one. What happens next?
So this is the end. I wanted it to be like as open as possible because for the music videos, I wanted to write this like coming of age story where my music is the background music. And I didn't want it to end because coming of age, you're never going to stop coming of age.
Yeah.
So I felt like the ending should be something that everybody can recognize and everybody can be like, oh, are they like getting back together? Is this like a second chance or not? And I love that suspense. And I'm not saying it's like the last part. Maybe there's not like a concrete plan right now, but maybe there will be a next video.
Okay.
But I just thought it was so much fun that it like ends on an uplifting note, but then it stops and you're not sure and you're just like, wait, what?
And it also goes back to what you were saying about the album. Like the first half is all happy and moments you want to remember forever. Then you've got the heartbreak, and then you've got the remembering of the good times. And that's kind of how it ends. Like, will they get back together? Can it be the same as they were before? Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You put it beautifully.
Feel free to use that quote in my next press release.
Will, I'm writing this down.
So I know you can't talk. You mentioned maybe a little thing there, and we're nearly at the end of 2021 anyway. But what is the plan like for you? I understand you've been doing some touring. What's that been like in these trying times? So
I've toured a little bit in the Netherlands, and in the Netherlands we were doing pretty okay, I'd say. Like with like checks and stuff, you can go in and have like a normal concert, which is great.
Yeah.
So we did a few shows in the Netherlands for a few hundred people, and it was incredible because when I started touring before COVID, I was playing like venues for like 150, 200 people, and now I'm playing venues for 500-600 people. So it's like 3-4 times as much. So to me, it's very insane and very crazy. And next week we're going through Europe. So we're going to Ghent, Paris, Dublin, London, and then we'll end up in Amsterdam.
No Scotland shows until May next year, by the way.
No Scotland shows.
Yeah, until May next year.
Okay, and you know what? I just announced a tour in May next year. So, and I think we're going to Glasgow.
Yeah.
So that's going to be amazing. So yeah, next year it's going to be hopefully a lot of touring. Europe tour is just announced. I hope we can make something work with the US.
That'd be so exciting.
Oh man, because last time when we spoke, I just came back from the US,
Yes, I
and
remember.
I would love to continue that adventure.
Yeah,
But the situation is
yeah.
kind of
It's
like
a,
uncertain right now. So fingers crossed that happens.
yeah.
And then
Fingers
hopefully,
crossed. Touch wood.
yeah. And then hopefully, hopefully, we'll get to play some festivals, and I would love to put out some more music next year.
Oh, okay. There's a bit of a tease. Can you tell us anything about any potential? I know you just put out the album at the
Yeah,
end of October, beginning of November.
yeah, like one of the last days of October.
Yeah. So
Um,
like the album's just come out, and already I'm like, give us more, Blanks. I want more, Simon. Come on.
okay,
But
so I really want to look into making a deluxe album. So
okay.
adding a few more songs, because I got like a few ideas left which I want to like explore if I can turn them into cool songs which would fit really well with what I have right now.
Yeah.
And I think it would be so interesting next year to work with some other artists on like a featuring or like a collaboration, because I've never done that before.
Right.
And I feel like that would be like a really cool thing to do. But I don't have like any certain names yet, so I can't share
Right.
too
I
much
see.
about that.
Well, you know what? I can play cowbell. So if you need somebody to play cowbell, I will happily step up and do a duet with you on the cowbell.
Well, there's a great cowbell moment in Never Have I Ever with the dun, dun, cook, cook. I mean, if you can play that,
I will do it. If we had time, I would
amazing.
get my cowbell and do it. It sounds like I'm begging, like, please take me on tour. It's not what I'm unhappy with my job or anything. But anyway, where can people find out more about you and your music online?
It's basically Music by Blanks on all the social media. If you search for that, you'll find me, and then you can find anything about me basically.
And if you search on Spotify or on Apple Music, wherever you get music, you can find the album Nothing Lasts Forever, and that's okay. It's been so much fun to chat to you today. Thank you for coming on the show. Hopefully we'll see you in May 2022.
Thanks so much for having me, Peter, and thanks for bringing such good vibes.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure, sir. I know it's been a busy day, so I'll let you go. Would you introduce your song for me, please?
Yes, this is Blanks, and we're about to listen to I'm Sorry, a song of my album Nothing Lasts Forever and It's Okay on the Peter Greenwood Show.
And that's where I got it. Thank you. Was that
Awesome.
okay for
Thanks
you?
so much for having me. Yeah, it was great for me.
Fantastic. I'm glad I could make you smile. That's the goal.
Yeah, definitely. Your vibe is really good. Excellent. Exactly what I needed right now.
I'm going to get that printed, and I'm going to put it on the wall behind me.
That's okay. Yeah, that's cool.